Hey everybody, Nancy here from American Pet Professionals. Happy Tuesday, and we are back. We had a little hiatus, but we're back with our show, Digging into the Pet Industry. We're airing live from LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So wherever you're watching us from, thanks for tuning in. And I'm super excited today to bring you APP member Robert Tucker, who is the co-owner and founder of the Canine Shop. Welcome, Robert.
Hey Nancy, how you doing? Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here. So, Robert, on digging into the pet industry, we jump right in. So
Great,
let's
let's
get
do it.
started. So I know that you entered into the pet industry a while ago. You've been a member of American Pet Professionals for a while.
Uh-huh.
But I also know you started this business in your garage. Can you
Yeah.
take us back a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we started this business kind of as a hobby back in 2017. My wife and I were just really looking for good food for our dogs. We were doing a lot of research, going to a lot of facilities, checking things out, and we started bringing it into our garage. And as people started hearing about it, talking about it, they started knocking on my doors wanting food. And before we knew it, we had a food line outside of our house wanting food. So yeah, this really just started as a hobby. Looking for food for our dogs, and I started with one little chest freezer in my garage in Belmore in January of 2017.
I was just going to ask you that because I remember you telling me that, like at a networking event we were hosting, like, hey, I think I'm going to open a store. I really want to open a store. I want to open a store. For a while you were saying that.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, how long between when you were having that chest of freezer in your garage selling the product to opening a store?
Yeah, I want to say it was really probably about 6-7 months where we opened up a little tiny store in Massapequa. And we did this out of two reasons. One, I needed more space, and
yep.
The second thing, we were moving, so I had to get it out. It was time to move into another house, and I needed a place to go to. So we found a little tiny store in Massapequa that we did, and we had these weird hours because I was still working my full-time job, my wife was still working her full-time job. So we would open like at 4 or 5 o'clock every night and work till like 9 or 10 o'clock, and that's really how it started right there.
Yeah, I remember those hours. I was always like, when are you guys open?
Yeah, it was strange. I mean, we were there all weekend, but during the weekdays, it was after work only.
Yeah, but now you guys are open full-time, right? You're
Full-time.
Open from regular business hours for people to come into the store. So let's backtrack a little bit. So you started in your garage selling raw food for dogs. What drew you and your wife Anya to having better nutrition for your dogs?
It's just really about seeing about my previous pets and how they reacted to a lot of the kibble out there. And, before I have two Vizslas right now. Before I had these dogs, I had an English Bulldog. And we all know they're prone to skin allergies, yeast infection, ear problems. And I kind of really felt guilty about the food I was feeding her when she was alive. So I made a conscious effort when we got our new dogs to really study the food they were eating and to really understand how it was helping them, and how I could better their lives and help them live a longer life. And Anya and I started looking at all these foods. We started going to places. We realized a lot of people really didn't have a lot of education.
Yeah,
they really didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
So we dove in a little deeper into that to really understand the food, where it was sourced from, how it helped. We started calling facilities saying, hey, can we come to your facility? Some said yes, some said no. And that's how it went. Again, it's just my kids have kind of left the nest now, and my dogs are my children, and I want to treat them the best that I can and give them the best food they can to give them a happier, healthier, longer life. And that's really how it all started right there.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? That's how so many of us started our businesses, right, in the pet industry, because of the focus on our pets and how much we actually learn having those one pets, especially like you said, with your Bulldog. They are prone to so many health issues and skin problems. Did you put your dog on raw food, the Bulldog, then?
No, I knew nothing about it.
Oh.
I mean, at that time they were eating kibble, and she was having serious health issues. The vet told me she's allergic to chicken. I went out and bought some kibble that said it has no chicken in it. She still has projectile vomiting.
Oh,
I read down the ingredient panel. Lo and behold, it says chicken free, but way down the ingredient panel, it says there's chicken byproducts in it.
Oh,
so
God.
This is really when it got me started thinking about things. And, unfortunately we lost her, sooner than we wanted to. And, that's what really changed my mind on how I was going to treat my next dogs.
Yeah. Yeah. Aw. So you guys started your first shop, the smaller shop with the weird hours in the beginning, in Massapequa. And I heard from somebody, you, that you opened like another store 11 months later. And I was like, holy cow, that's so fast for most people opening another store. So tell me, what was the reason that you wanted to open another store in a different location?
Yeah, it was my clients. They asked for it. Here we are in Nassau County in Massapequa, and I have clients driving for as far as Staten Island, as far as Montauk coming in. And
Wow.
I really felt that I just wanted to help them out a little bit more and put something in the middle. So we decided to open up the Bohemia store. Again, another really small store. And I just wanted to create that stopgap from people coming to Montauk where they didn't have to go all the way to Nassau County. And that's really why I did it.
Wow. So for anybody watching, we are on Long Island in New York, and that's where the stores are located.
Yeah.
So one in Massapequa, in Nassau County, and Bohemia. You have another store anywhere else?
I do. In December this year, we franchised our first store. So we have
wow.
another store in Limbrook. They can now service kind of the boroughs, the Queens, the Brooklyn area, and the more western Nassau County area. So, and they're doing fabulous, great store. So, that's just the start of maybe some future things to come. See how we go down the road with that and everything.
Yeah. And how is it managing? Well, even though one is franchised, you're still managing like 3 different stores.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Anya's my wife. Anya and I still watch every single product that comes in the store. Every product has to go through has to be approved by us. We have to know where it comes from, where it's sourced from, how it's going to help. We want to know from A to Z about the product. So we try and keep every store similar. They all have the same products. Some products sell a little more in other stores. Some sell better in other stores. So you might see a little bit of thing, but we're very hands-on in all 3 stores about everything that goes in there.
I love that. That's so good. I've been reading the back of dog food and treat labels since, the 90s. So,
it's nuts. I go to these trade shows and people show me their products and I don't even look at the name. I turn it over, look at the ingredient label, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I want to see what's in it. They're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you have to stay on top of those things, especially if you are going to be representing the healthy nutrition part of your store for the Long Island area. What has been, your biggest hurdle opening your stores in the past? So you started in 2017-ish, 2018. Now you have 3 locations. What has been the biggest hurdle, would you say?
The biggest hurdle, I mean, recently is sourcing. Sourcing's killing everybody.
Yeah.
Our biggest hurdle always, what I'll say, is education. I am big on education. Anya's big on education.
Yep.
So when we bring someone in, we're looking for a staff that understands the raw feed industry, that can understand it. I feel that's something that's lacking in the industry. I feel like, the raw food almost became a fad, and everyone was just jumping on the bandwagon, but no one knew what they were selling.
Right.
They were just throwing stuff out there, and they didn't know how it helped, what it did. There were pop-up shops popping up everywhere selling it. So the biggest hurdle to me was education and, educating the consumers as well, because they're hearing about this. They're hearing all the misconceptions about it. They're hearing, it's bad. So it's really education on both parts, my staff and the consumers. It was educating. And that's still a hurdle today. I mean, this is an ongoing battle. I wouldn't say it's a battle, but it's just an ongoing learning process.
Yeah. And everybody's going to have their opinions about, that kind of thing. Yeah. So what is the pushback that you get most when you talk about raw feeding to your customers or anybody else?
I would say the pushback is they don't understand it. The pushback is my dog going to get sick? Is my dog going to die? Are they going to turn into a rabid wolf by eating raw food? The answer to all that's no. That's the biggest pushback I have. I look at people, I say, Google kibble. It was only founded 100 years ago. What did dogs eat before that? I say, kibble is created as a convenience, just like fast food was created as a convenience for us. Are you going to eat McDonald's every single day of your life? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And, kibble is the same aspect as that. It was created as a dump and go for your dog. And, I wouldn't feed my children McDonald's every day. So why would I feed my dogs, McDonald's like foods every day?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I think the education part of it is so important because, you just meet people all the time, whether I'm out like walking my dog or we just start talking about dogs and feeding and all of that. and not understanding even just how to read a dog food label, whether you're feeding your dog raw, whether you are feeding your dog kibble, whether you're doing home cooked, whether you're getting this, that, and the other thing. There's so many options now that it is super overwhelming for pet parents. What do you guys do for your, you and your staff to help that overwhelm? Because I know people probably come in wide-eyed, like
Yeah,
looking at all the stuff in your store, going, what do I do? How do I get started? Where do you guys start with that?
yeah. It's really the amount of time we spend with everyone come in. I make it a point to really sit down and spend time with every customer that comes in, whether you're a new customer or old customer, whether you have a sick dog, whether your dog just wants to make a healthy switch. We want to sit down with you. We want to understand your dog.
Yeah.
We want to understand what you're feeding them now, how you're feeding them now. Is there any medical issues? We want to explain to you all these myths that are out there that of why raw feeding is good and why you shouldn't listen to a lot of these myths out there. We'll put a whole meal plan together for your dog. So, the biggest thing for us right now is just, as I said, building that rapport with our customers, really helping them to understand what they're doing, really understand how it's making your dog better and healthier. It's going to live them a longer, healthier life. So, that's the biggest thing right now. And, our staff is, I'll say everything. I have the best staff in the world. They understand it. They want to keep learning. They understand the product. They're always reading. They're always doing research. They're always keeping on top of the trends. So, that's really, I have the best staff, and that helps
awesome.
everything.
Yeah, it definitely makes your life a lot easier, especially if they're passionate about it, right?
Yeah.
Well, I know that from being in your different store locations that they are all very passionate about it. And they're also, not only just such great customer service, but also so good with, meeting your dog and talking to you about your dog. Do you guys service cats and dogs at the canine shop?
Absolutely. Everything in here can be consumed by cats as well. Dogs, cats. We've even had a few ferrets come in. Ferrets thrive on this diet. As I said, cats have to have a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
A little bit things added to it. They need a little more taurine. So there's things we add. Again, that's part of the whole meal preparation we do in the store, and the whole process of new customers coming in or anyone like that.
That's interesting. Do you guys work with any holistic nutritional vets in the area that come to your store?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the key areas we work with. We have a list of holistic vets that are on board with this nutrition process. We recommend them. We send them out to people, and they shop here. They do different things here for us, and that's the biggest thing because I talk to a lot of these vets. I talk to some holistic vets, some regular vets, and that's really the lacking point in this era right now is the vets don't really go through a hardcore nutrition process at school. We've all known that. I've talked to some vets. I've heard it straight from the mouth. The first nutrition class they take is through Purina. And then as soon as they come out and open up their office, Purina's in wanting to sell their product. I get it. It's just like the pharmaceutical industry. It is what it is. But more and more vets now are taking the time to learn it themselves and to really understand what is going on and how things are changing and how we've evolved from the vets that went to school back in, the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. So,
Yeah, and we're fortunate on Long Island that there are a lot of holistic veterinarians in the area and a lot of other really wonderful veterinarians just having those specialists in the area. So that's one thing that's really cool because I know a lot of vets to me local to the area that's all that they feed their dogs. So it's quite interesting. So let me ask you this. You guys are also a distributor as well, correct? Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, part of the process of me going through all the learning and visiting stores, I felt that it was also my responsibility to help get some of these smaller brands out there in the market. There's a lot of great distributors out there, but they really look over the smaller brands that want to only focus on the what I call the mom and pop stores, the smaller stores. So we started working with some raw and natural brands that really only want to stay in. They don't want to go in the big box stores. And so we started working with them and distributing some of those. We have, about 50 products that we distribute around Long Island we only focus on raw and natural, no kibbles, nothing else. A lot of supplement lines, Adore Beast, New Leaf, Canine Craving. Those are just some of the brands that we do. And I mean, I felt it just, was part of the process to get some of this out in the industry.
Interesting. So do you help out other area shops in the Northeast? Is it like all over the country? How does your
Yeah.
distribution go?
Our main distribution is right here on Long Island in our own backyard.
Okay.
So we distribute to a lot of local Long Island stores, and we do a lot of training for them. We try and create a white glove type service where we go in, we bring the product in, we tell them how to use it. A lot of these distributors come in and they just drop a box on the floor and head out, and it can sit on the shelf and just get dusty.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've created this white glove service where we go in, we teach you how to do it, we train you how to do it. So when someone comes in with a problem, you can say, "Hey, this is the product you need." I try and create the same thing that we create here in the stores. When someone comes in, with a problem, we try and solve it, and don't just point them over to something. So that's really what we're trying to do on the distribution side as well, to give these stores the ability to compete with the big box stores by offering superior products and the knowledge to go along with it.
Very cool. I love that you do that. It's great. And that just shows how you're dedicated to working in the community with other stores, right? There's
Yeah.
there's enough to go around everywhere. That's what we always
Absolutely.
say.
We work with a lot of stores, and I love it. I love getting out, seeing what everyone's doing. I love getting out, seeing. It's really important this day and age. I'm big on the small businesses, and I love to see small businesses thrive right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, absolutely. So, with all those products, is there any new and innovative products that you're seeing right now that are coming into your space?
There's always different new and innovative products coming out. The supplement line's always ever changing. I'm a big fan of Adored Beast. Um, they just came out with some new feline products, which are really cool. New Leaf, they have their CBDs out, which
Yep.
for pets, they're always come up with new and innovative things. So it's really just staying on top of everything. We just got some new raw food in. We got a new raw food called BP Raw, I love it because it's based here in New York.
Very cool.
Comes right out of Syracuse. I love getting things in our backyard, and
Wow.
where they're giving back to the farmers, the local farmers, and everything like that. So, there's something new every week coming in. Those are some key ones right there that we've really been focusing on lately.
Do you work with any of the farmers on Long Island?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of our products are I call them farm to bowl. I go straight to the farms, I
Yeah.
meet the farmers, I pick it up. We have from things like duck necks, duck feet, chicken feet,
Yeah.
anything like that, goat milk. It all comes from local farmers.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we're big on giving back to the local. I mean, I love. You've heard me say this time and time again. I love giving back to the local community.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very important. And we have such amazing agriculture here on Long Island. Everybody that is not on Long Island thinks that we're a big city.
Yeah, they
We're
don't
not.
understand what we have. The further
Yeah.
east you go, the blacker the dirt gets, and we
Yep.
got good wine, we got good farms.
Yeah, it's really
there's a lot
incredible.
going on.
Yeah, and it just seems to be more and more. I mean, people think, oh, there's not going to be farms left. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, it's every time I turn around, there's something new and cool and innovative opening that is in the farm space. So it's pretty cool. I love that you work with the local farmers too. So, what has been your favorite part of running a business in the pet industry?
I mean, it's really just working with the people and the pets.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I mean, for years I was in software sales. I was getting on going in and riding the subway, taking the LIRR every day. And to me now, I get to wake up every morning, go to work, and I love what I do.
Yeah.
I could never say that before. I
Wow.
really love what I do. I love coming in every day. I love talking to people. I love looking at these products. I love learning. I love my staff. I think we have the best staff in the business, and it's just a pleasure to come to work every day and to be part of something like this. And and the best part is I get to see dogs every single day, dogs
Yep.
and cats and ferrets every day. So and the biggest joy of this all is when sick dogs come in and have issues, and we can help rectify the issue.
Yeah.
By no means are we veterinarians, but with what they're getting and with a healthy diet, we are able to help them, overcome a lot of issues that they have.
Yeah, and just alert people to stuff they might not have even never heard of or thought of for their own dog.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting, how much knowledge is or information's out there, but not enough people are consuming that knowledge. So I also love that you mentioned education before as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and do your own dogs go to your shop with you most days, correct?
Yeah, it's hard for me to come in here with them every day, but I
Yeah.
bring them as much as I can. I got one that's a little timid and another one that'll just steal every product I have.
I've
So
seen that firsthand. It's hilarious.
yeah, so my older one thinks this is her buffet station when she comes in. So
Yeah.
I bring him as much as I can, but some days it's just harder. But,
Yeah. When I come in there with Cody, he has a hard time. He's always like trying to knock stuff down to
oh yeah,
get to it. I have video of him like knocking some of the stuff off your shelves. I'm like, come on. It's really funny. So let me ask you this. What would you tell somebody that is just starting into the pet industry? What would be the advice that you would give them?
it's an amazing industry.
Yep.
It's a fun industry.
Yep.
It's really it's something that it's fun. It's passion. You're going to meet a lot of passionate people.
Yeah.
I never thought this is an industry that I would be in, and the amount of people that I have met and that I have come across is amazing. I've met several of the leaders in the industry. I've met several leaders in the raw feeding industry, and I've gone to a lot of great shows, and it's just really fun. I think that the pet industry is if you're passionate about it, you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
And it's just a great industry. Like I said, I never thought I'd be sitting in this industry today.
Yeah. That's awesome. I remember when you told me you were going full time with the stores and that you weren't working for that company anymore. I was so happy for you because I knew that was the direction that you wanted to go in. And that's a hard leap to take, it's a big leap. So
hard and scary.
Yep.
Extremely scary. But I've had the support of my family, my friends, if I ever need anything, we've ever been in a bind, family jumps in, my friends have jumped in to help me out. And it's just again, that's the fun part of it. Everyone wants to be involved.
Yeah. So. I will say that you and Anya and your staff have created diehard fans across Long Island because no matter if somebody asks a question on social, like, where should I go for raw food feeding? The Canine shop is all over it, right? If you meet somebody out talking about dogs and feeding, where do you go? The Canine shop. So I commend you guys for that because that's such a big thing in, running your own business, starting your own business, having people being really diehard fans and, speaking out for you, right? How can they get it's like the epitome of like, oh my God, running such a successful business. So that part of it to me is so cool to see because meeting you when you started in your garage to now and bumping into random strangers with my own dog and that we start talking or whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, we go to the Canine shop.
It's been overwhelming. The amount of support we've had, and again, coming into the pet industry, my customers are the best. Everyone that walks through that door, I love them all. We love our customers. I love to get back to them, and I think that's why we've created the following we had. Is we're no nonsense. We're super transparent. We're not gonna tell you things that you just that we want you to hear. We're gonna rip the Band-Aid off and tell you the way it is. And and I think people respect that. They respect it. We're just gonna tell them the way it is, but we're gonna give them an honest approach and really take the time with them. A lot of places won't take the time with them. They won't give them an honest approach. They'll just push stuff on them, and we're not going to do that. I'd rather just I always say advice is free. You're always welcome to come here and get free advice.
Right.
And, again, I think that's why we've created such a following, and that's something that I will never take for granted, and I will never ever take a backward step on that. It's something that I really love.
It's awesome. I mean, I think that shines through, and I think that's like the gold in what you guys do over there because everybody feels that when you walk into the store, and you're never pushy about things, right? And that's the one thing that I really respect too. Some dogs may only be able to eat certain things, and some dogs may not do so well in other things, and you're never pushy, and you have options, and you really go above and beyond for that. So keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely will.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. What is the best piece of advice you have ever received for being in business?
Honest. Just be honest about everything. Everyone my whole life has told me be honest. And, again, you can probably hear that the way we're talking through this whole interview is honesty is key. I'm going to be honest with people. And, I want to be honest with my staff, with my customers, everyone. And I feel that's the only way to succeed in any business out there.
Yeah.
Be honest and let's have fun.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
love to have fun here. So,
Awesome. I love that. What is one thing that you love to do every day that keeps you grounded as a business owner?
uh, every day I come in, I walk through the stores, whatever store I'm at for the day. Unfortunately, I'm at Bohemia a little bit more because my office is here.
Yeah.
But I love to walk through the stores. I look through the stores. I see what's going on. I just, and then, part of the next day is I like to peruse and see if there's any new products out there. Um, I love to see which customers came in, and the biggest part of my day is every day my staff comes in. I want to hear about their day, how it went the day before.
Yeah.
I want to know if there was any hurdles they had to jump through, or if they had any problems, or if there was any wins they really liked, because we build off of all that, the goods and the bads.
Yeah.
So, I really like to spend a lot of time with the staff, and I try and take the time each day to really sit down and spend the time with them. If I don't get to one store, I try and call. I try and just really spend some time with them. So, that's the fun part of the day right there.
I love that. You guys are very hands-on in the store.
Yeah, yeah.
So your Massapequa location, you started out with the smaller one, but now you have a much bigger location, correct?
Correct.
And in the
So,
Bohemia location that you're in, you also expanded that as well. So that's even bigger now
correct.
too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So we started as I said earlier, I started the Massapequa one in a little 900 square foot store. I think you were at the grand opening for that.
I was
And it got to a point where we couldn't take more than 2 people in that
in the
store
store.
at a time. I mean, by the
Yeah.
time we got all our freezers, I put a walk-in freezer in there. I had chest freezers. I had stand-up freezers. They were just like one little road to go
Yep.
down. And I decided it was time to move. We stayed on Broadway. I love Massapequa. I love the people there. And so we moved just right up the road, a mile up the road, to a 2,200 square foot facility up there, and kind of made it a little bigger and more room for everyone, so we could bring more product in, a little more space, so people bring their dogs in. And then just recently, I'm sitting in the Bohemia store right now. We doubled the size of this store as well when my next door neighbor left. I took that over and blew out the walls there and turned this into a about 2,000 square foot store here as well. And also in the same area right here, 4 doors down, we have our warehouse, which is another 2 to 3,000 square
Yeah.
foot, which is nothing but just storage and offices that we do. So, and then as I said, again in December of last year, we opened up the Limbrook store, which are about a 1,500 square foot store over there.
It's so cool. Yeah, the last time I was in Bohemia, I was like, "Whoa, I didn't know that you guys had done that." So it definitely
Yeah,
makes a difference over there. Because I know when you have your events outside or when you have any kind of events, it gets crowded real quick inside those stores.
it
So
does, and we
yeah,
do live in a cold weather state, so you got to do some things inside, so you can't do
yep,
everything outside. So
yeah,
it's nice to have the extra space. It's more room. As my wife would always say, it's more room for activities.
right. I agree with her. So with all the stores that you have now, where do you see the canine shop in the future?
Uh, there's some spots we're definitely looking at.
Okay,
Um, I feel we're lacking on the North Shore,
okay,
so I could see us heading up that way soon. Um, with the whole franchising, we're in the final stages of the franchising with New York State. So
yeah,
as soon as I get that paperwork back, we can kind of open up the floodgates. I've got people that have asked me about these stores from California to Florida.
yeah,
So, but I see a growth mode here. I don't want to oversaturate it.
right.
Here I want to make sure they're in the right places and can hit the right people, and everyone can have access to everything we have. And then we'll start looking at some other places.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. That's a smart approach because I feel like some places do that. They open so many stores and they're like on every
Yeah.
corner, and then it just becomes too much. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, no.
Um,
If someone's going to franchise a store, they got to have the ability to make some money,
yeah,
and they got to have the ability to get a clientele. So, I'm going to be very selective on where they go, and who they go to, and how they're all run.
yeah, very cool. So I congratulate you on everything that you guys are doing over there. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't ask you about when it comes to your distribution or the canine shop or raw feeding?
No, I mean, I think we really hit everything. Um, you know, our story is really unique. It's just we studied this, and we came into it really by accident. I never thought I'd be here. We're really trying to make a difference in the community. We're really trying to make a difference in the pets' lives. We're super transparent on what we do. I love my customers. I love my staff. I love the dogs that come in. I love my job right now. I love working with my wife on a daily basis, and it's just it's just a really good time right now with everything we're doing, and the way things are going. And I think more and more people get it right now. I mean, more and more people are looking for that healthy approach for their dogs or their pets, and they're reaching out. So we're having fun, and that's
It's
all that
very
matters.
cool.
I'm having a good time right now.
Yeah, you guys, no matter where location you go to, everybody's smiling. You guys are
That's a
smiling.
key.
Your staff is
Everyone
smiling.
smiles. Welcome everyone in the
dogs.
door. Yeah.
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 That's really cool. Well, listen, I'm so happy that you were able to be on our show today. Where can people connect with you?
The biggest place, we're all over social media. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn as well. Come into our stores. You can check out our website, thecanineshop.com, or you can just give us a call at any of our stores. We're happy to help you guys out.
Awesome. We will put those links in the comment section so everybody watching can connect with you. And again, I thank you so much for being here today, for what you guys are doing.
Yeah,
and I know I'll see you soon. Gonna have to
Yeah.
come back there soon to get Cody some stuff. So
Great.
all
You're
right.
always welcome. We love you, Nancy.
All right. Love you too, Robert. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.